everybody, welcome to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys and this is your fortnightly pick a card reading. Today you have a choice of 4 options. Group 1 is Bluebell Fairy and it says gratitude and its number is 6. Group 2 is Air Spirit and it says knowledge. The number is 1. Group 3 is Eagle Spirit and it speaks about freedom and your number is 13. Group 4, you are Wolf Spirit, and it says family, and your number is 51. So make your choices from your heart. See what, or even if it could be visual, you might be attracted to something visually. Just go with that. Go with your intuition. There's no right or wrong. And you will see the reading on the other side. Welcome back, Bluebell Fairy. If you chose Bluebell Fairy, I'm so sorry your cards are laid out and so your reading will be quicker, but I thought I was recording and I wasn't. But you have quite a deep reading, Bluebell Fairy. I think that your reading is talking about seeing the beauty around you and the joyful, I think your reading is very joyful. I think that it starts out with pain and it's moving you towards appreciation, but also towards joy, towards almost reward, the reward that you didn't get coming to you. So you start out with this recognition and reward in the reverse, and it's like someone or some institution did not appreciate you, a love relationship, a partnership, a work relationship, an institution. You know, it could be anything where you feel like you were not given your just deserts. You weren't given the maybe financial acknowledgement or even the pat on the back that you feel you deserve. Maybe maybe it could even be studies where you didn't get the mark that you feel that you should have got. And so it's made you feel quite like an outsider, like hurt. I think that you are healing from that because, you got movement and choices, like it felt imbalanced to you. And you, with the Bluebell Fairy, you got the 6, it's a number 6. And so I thought it was about balance as well. So that's also another theme. It's like something that's fair, a fair give and take that you didn't get. And now with the Queen of Cups, this thing here in the past that's affecting you could have been with the Queen of Cups, any gender, any identity, however they identify, but this this could be a water sign or someone that you felt very emotionally connected to that disappointed you. It could be an organization or something that you felt good about that disappointed you. Likewise, your studies, you felt you did well, but you didn't get the marks that you feel you should have. But at the center, you get the Hanged Man, the sacrifice, almost like you were willing to take it on the nose, look at things from a different perspective, and take the disappointed, something you felt should have worked a certain way. You've been willing to look at it from a different perspective. But it's been hard, I feel, like you are still going through the process of healing from that hurt. And the hurt of almost a rejection of the hard work and a non-acknowledgement of the hard work that you put in, whatever this was. Your need to think about is the base chakra, something to do with your stability. And I feel like what it's saying is you need to think about how you can let go of those things from the past that keep you stuck in a cycle of negative thinking. That's the essence of this reading to some extent. It's not the only, but we'll explore that. And then in your unconscious, you got the Hierophant, the High Priest, with the sacral chakra. And for me, the sacral chakra is talking about how you value yourself, how you see your beauty, how you own your sacredness, your sacred sexuality. Despite whatever went on here, is your loving yourself despite that. This is your challenge. With the Messenger here in the reverse, It's this is the high priest in the reverse. It suggests something unconventional, opening yourself up to something new and unconventional. Like, even if, I think part of the theme is, even if you didn't get the acknowledgement, you can give yourself that acknowledgement. But there's also a theme about opening yourself up to other possibilities. Maybe. And the other theme is that you can be your own acknowledgement. That's a big thing. I think that this reading really is about, is you being your own acknowledgement. But you have been guided by Spirit. This, whatever's taking place, is divinely guided. And I think you've been willing to see it that way. And I feel like, you get the Hanged Man here and here, and it's like there's going to be a turnaround. For some of you, that plays out as the same thing from the past coming back. Someone who didn't value you, or an institution that didn't value you, coming right back and seeing your worth now. And I think that's been because you have been willing to try and accept the conditions, the issue, and see the spiritual value of it. But I think you need to keep doing that. And what's coming to you is an offer, and this comes up twice, like an offer of something really beautiful, really emotionally satisfying, that helps take the burden off of you. Maybe this burden of trying to build your stability all on your own. Maybe a job offer comes in, or a lovership that is like a real partnership that's about sharing the load. And you get it again in the future here with the accelerated motion, like a communication, an offer, something coming in like a bolt out of the blue, something unexpected, and it's almost like a wish fulfillment. So you might get an unconventional offer that makes you feel more worthy, that gives you the sense of, wow, I'm beautiful after all. It's a double-edged sword. Someone appreciates me, or can see my worth, but it comes from you having done this work, having accepted this, whatever's going on, and tried to look at things from a different perspective. But I think that's a work in progress still. That's also part of your guidance for this next 2 weeks, is to do more of that. But there's a new beginning coming in, a passionate new beginning. It could be a lovership, it could be a relationship, it could be a work partnership, but it looks beautiful. It really does. But communication coming in. And please tell me if that comes your way. That's what it looks like here, what the cards suggest. In your advice, you get this 5 of Cups with the Hermit. Now, the 5 of Cups is looking at the glass half full, or looking at the things that didn't work and not focusing on the possibilities. Now, to me, there's a partnership possibilities. 2 cups are standing, and then here you also get something that's related. It's like there's an offer wanting to be made, but you can focus so much on the past, on this 3 of coins, which is the 3 of cups. The 3 of cups represents the 3 of cups that have spilt, this thing in the past that doesn't work out, that you don't open yourself to this 2 cups, which could take the form of this past person or this past institution coming back to you and offering you something that they didn't offer in the past. But you need to have this open mind in order to accept that. And I feel like this is the work you need to do, Bluebell Fairy, that your work is in looking at a situation, asking yourself questions like, why is their opinion so important to me? How do I feel about myself in this situation? How do I feel about my work in this situation? How do I value that above all else? Because that's the thing that we are working towards, is seeing our own beauty. Because that is what is important, is it doesn't matter what they think. To get to a point where it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter when you know how how much, in this case, how much you've put in. You know your worth. You know that you've put this work in, and somebody else hasn't appreciated you, an organization hasn't. But the question for you here, and that's why the Hermit comes up, because I feel it requires deep interrogation as part of your life lesson, your journey here, is to go within and ask yourself those questions. How could I turn this around? How could I value myself more? What can I do to value myself more, to see, to let my opinion count for more? Here's another thing about that you can look at, is this emotional loss is about looking at what didn't work and wanting the acknowledgement from this source, but letting that block out where acknowledgement does exist, which is through yourself, which is the two, but also other people that see your value, other institutions that see your value, or maybe allowing for the same institution or person or thing to have had a change of heart, have seen the error of their ways. Now, if this Eight of Wands had come here, I would have said your advice is to speak up. But it didn't, and you didn't get the throat chakra or something like that. And I'm seeing it as you have been willing to try to do this work. And now I feel like you're at almost like at an end point before your new beginning, and I feel like it's important to do this little bit of interrogation, because I think that it's important for your future to do this work, go within and do this questioning. Why? Just ask the questions and see what questions come to you naturally. I'm suggesting some, you can add to those. Why do I value their opinion so much? How can I change that? What do I feel? Do I feel I did my best? Do I think I did a wonderful job? Etc., etc. You know, and just go down that lane and see what comes up for you. And then in your outcome, you get this, the moon. And the way I'm seeing this moon really is like an equal give and take, an offer that is about sharing. When your strengths are needed, you pour. When another's strengths are needed, they pour. It's really beautiful, and it's like you have been waiting for this. And that's what it looks like to me is coming in. And I didn't even look at this Page of Cups. This willingness to look at, so your themes, I feel, is this willingness to look at things from and the eyes of innocence, seeing all as innocent, so that you can heal this and see yourself with more beauty, with more beautiful eyes. But also you can let go of what needs to be let go in order for it to come back in a new form, or in order for the next thing to come, which I feel is happening. So just hold on to these, do this little bit of work here. But I think already, Bluebell Fairy, that you've done a lot of that. Maybe one other thing is work on your gratitude. Really, I believe that seeing things from one perspective, like it does shift the energy, and it does make you open to, it's about in attitude, right? We can walk around feeling sorry for ourselves, and so we are grumpy, and so our interactions are grumpy. It's practical. And we can say, oh, wow, I have this. Let me just give us as an example. We don't have water, we don't have a network at the moment, and I can choose to do this and say, okay, well, I can go ahead with this and do my editing, because at least I have lights. Or I can wallow and say, well, I'm just going to sleep, or I'm going to whatever. And it's that kind of thing. And so me doing this allows me, when this is done, when the water comes back and whatever comes back, to do other things and to maybe pamper myself a little bit, indulge in some Dexter or whatever the case might be. And so it frees up other things. And my engagements might be more generous, and a self-fulfilling prophecy is what my roundabout story is saying. Anyway, it's something like that. I think you get what I'm saying. Okay, Bluebell Fairy, I hope this helps you. Please won't you share your feedback with me, give me a like if it's helped you, share with other like-minded souls, and subscribe if you haven't. And I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, Air Spirit. You've chosen this beautiful, beautiful card. I love these cards. I don't remember the name, but they are by Denise Lynn. My brother gave me these cards. And your card says knowledge. So I think that it also has a number 1. So here what I'm getting here. It's a new beginning. You might be starting a new project or about to take the plunge on something, or moving from something old to an old state, some kind of new beginning. And this card is reminding me of the 6 of Swords in the tarot. It's like a transition. You're going through this transition. So moving from an old place to a new place. So maybe the new beginning is coming, but you are in transition at the moment. Being that it's about it's air spirit and it's about knowledge, you might be attracted to this because you're an air sign, but I feel like your transition or this movement, for some of you it might be to a new field of study or into study from a work, or maybe you're starting so into study from work. It might be to do with writing or education. You might have become a teacher, or have just taken on a new teaching job, or that kind of thing. So, but let's see. I mean, it could even be something about your spiritual path, that you are learning something along your spiritual path. Let's see what the cards have to say. Air spirit people. Okay, let's go. So in the near past, you had come to this place of harmony, maybe with someone or within yourself, like a feeling of contentment. For some of you, this had been finding some kind of balance in a situation, whatever the situation is. Maybe the situation called on you for balance, like a managing of 2 sides of something that felt more overt and something more subtle. So, and that's what you're coming out of, but it was beautiful. For some of you, this is a relationship that has affected you profoundly. That's maybe having an impact on this reading as well, and on the next phase, the next 2 weeks. At the center, you have the Moon card, and this is about the mysteries of life. This is a card of Cancer. We'll see when we get clarifies, but this is like, let me just think about it. So you get the Moon card, which look in this particular reading, it's like duality. It's talking about duality. Judgment is also, it's a 2 card. So there's this play again about you finding the balance between, last 2 weeks ago, group 4, I think, had a reading about listening to spirit, watching your words and listening to spirit, like that balance of listening and doing. There was something like that, and I'm getting that feeling here with this group. Okay, here's another thing, is I feel you might be, this transition might make you feel a bit anxious and nervous, but it's an important rite of passage. It's okay to be in the darkness, because darkness doesn't go on its own, right? Darkness comes with light. So you're probably transitioning from something that is very unknown or somewhat unknown to a place of clarity. That's what it feels like. And especially with the rebirth card here, the card of judgment, there's a huge change taking place, a rebirth. For some, it could be an old relationship coming back, but there's a chance to start anew. And there's a chance for something to be reborn, even something within you. You know what I'm seeing here, it is definitely this thing about duality for you, group air spirit. It's like accepting the two aspects of self, the light and the dark. I know we have more than two aspects, but this is kind of deep, right? It's about accepting the duality within that. There's lightness and dark. The darkness is illuminated by the light, and the light is finds depth through the darkness, something like that, and but there's something really profound going on here, and it's about you seeking to find balance in something, or maybe to take it to even a deeper level. It could be for some of you taking a relationship to a deeper level. Look at these two, like they are sharing something, and they're like divine opposites of each other, or like twins, but with complementing each other, and they are sharing this baton. So it might be that you're going into a partnership, and for many of you it's a new partnership. It's an old partnership having a rebirth. But let me leave it at that, because the second round always gives us a deeper look in, right? Here, what you need to think about, this is for me the card that I was thinking of for the air spirit here, your key card here. Let me put it here where you can see it. And this is the Six of Swords, which talks about transition, but here it's in the reverse. So I'm suspecting air spirit that you, and I don't know why I have an extra card here, but we'll play with it. Air spirit, I think, oh no, this is your no, it's not even your outcome, but let me come back to that. Interesting. Maybe there's a resistance to a transition that's taking place. In your unconscious, you have the Empress, which is about the material. I feel like your two worlds, these things that you are integrating, are about head and heart, material and spiritual. And for each of you, that will play out differently. For some of you, it might be you trying to make something that is important to you in your head, trying to bring it down to earth. Maybe sharing, like say you're a lecturer or something, sharing complex concepts, trying to make them more palatable, more, not even digestible by your students. It's so many different scenarios here, but there's something about making something tangible here. Now, this is the card. I mean, I didn't realize I put this out, but this is the two things. Firstly, this is the throat chakra. The throat chakra talks about truth. It talks about speaking truth, which air spirit, that's another thing. It says knowledge there. Gosh, there's so many, I'm seeing so many things coming through. So for many of you, I feel like this is very much to do with you learning something new, or sharing something new, teaching something new to others. No, learning something new or teaching something to others. There's something also about the old in this, something from the past coming back. There's so many possibilities here, right? And then with the throat chakra, it's about speaking truth, which is what the air spirit is about, is speaking honestly, talking truth. So for some of you, there's this need to cut through stuff and speak truth. There's also this sharing knowledge, I feel, which is linked to that, which is linked to this. So for some of you, it's about sharing something that is important to you. Very, very interesting. And so the scenarios could be different, but there's an issue of speaking truth. There's also an issue of transition, which you might resist, and we'll come back to that. But there's also this of making something tangible. So it could be that you've been working on something and now you are bringing it down to its essence. So maybe you've put out CVs and stuff like that, and now it's being made manifest, and it's beautiful. It's promises to be glorious. It's like getting a new job. There are fears, with the moon there and that card. There might be fears about this transition, but it looks like it's really beautiful. It's almost like moving towards something that is your birthright, your just desserts, like you've worked hard on something, and it's joyful and it's abundant. Beneath the deck you have intuition, and there you have wisdom again. Wisdom, truth, intuition, knowledge. Wow. And this is the card of the teacher as well. So for many of you are moving into a teaching role, or you're doing something to do with teaching and sharing knowledge. I think that's really beautiful, air spirit. So own that air spirit. Like if you are having any fears, just go into air, go into the air spirit and invoke the air spirit, because that's where the creative intelligence, the intelligence lies, or the thought. I mean, there's so many different forms of intelligence, but this is head intelligence, the thought processes, the words, things to do with words. So teachers, mfundisis, priests, lecturers. For some, again, it could be about institutions, like institutions of marriage. And whatever it is, you might be afraid of this next step, but it promises to be something so beautiful and so abundant and so rewarding in the heart. Look at the heart chakra, how open it is, and how everything is glowing and just abundant and full of goodness and joy. And you get the High Priestess card, which is about a different form of intelligence. It's about inner wisdom. And so I feel like you are being guided to trust your inner wisdom in this. This card is also about wisdom. It can also be about wisdom, the Judgment card, but like learning from our past experiences. So maybe you are sharing something that you have learned from with others, like a coach maybe even. But it's quite significant. Maybe you're moving into a new role. But let's see. I mustn't spend too much time on one reading. In the near future, you get the third eye chakra, and it is in the reverse. So you might struggle with your connection with spirit. Okay, so this is how it was supposed to be. Okay, let me read it like this. This is why. So it's interesting that I mentioned that in here. So in your unconscious, there's this, you are dying to share something, some wisdom, some knowledge, some truth that is important to you. So embrace that and trust yourself. I think these cards are related to that one, so embrace that. If this card now representing you is all of that, but it's like you are in this place of abundance. Look at the major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana out of the 10 cards, plus 2 chakra cards, right? So there's something really significant going on for you, air spirit. It's beautiful, and around you is the Chariot. So I feel like for some of you there's an offer coming in that's going to just take you swiftly forward. You're going to be galloping forward, and you're going to have to hold on tight. It feels like a huge change coming in for you, and that echoes that again what I said in the beginning. This could be different for different people. A new job, a new opportunity to share something, maybe a new project that you started working on that's going to require swift movement forward. It will require you sharing knowledge. Say, for example, like with me and my colleagues, we work on evaluations, and we've just got a couple of evaluations. They require truth and judgment, like discernment. And it could be something like that. You might be working in research, that kind of area. But I feel like something new is coming in that's going to really take you forward. That's going to require you to have your wits about you, but you've got it. It's a big thing. Somehow this is also significant. It's moving you from one place to another. It could be maybe you've wanted a permanent job and that comes in, or something quite significant coming in here. Air Spirit. Your advice is to choose wisely. So, and it's linked to the Chariot. So I'm thinking now that you might get a few offers, or there might be a number of things presented to you that could take you forward really fast. I feel like, with the Chariot, for me, it's like taking 2 things. So you might get 7 things. Maybe you condense them into 2, or you say, I can't take 7. I can take 2, and these are the 2 that complement each other. These are the 2 that I can handle. These are the 2 that are best for me, or can pay me best, or make my heart skip a beat, or whatever the case might be, something like that. But there's going to be choice. And then you have in the outcome, you get the 4 of Wands, which is about stability. Whatever this offer is that's coming in, it has the potential to bring stability for you. Right. Okay. So in the near past, you have the King of Swords and with the Lovers in the reverse. But the King of Swords is in reverse. And I think that what happened is that you made choices. You might have had to cut things out that weren't serving you so that you could move to this place of harmony. This can even be cutting out things like relationships that were negative, unnecessary doing of stuff that wasn't important, that kind of thing. But it led to harmony, like a feeling of more harmony within you, right? And here with them, I've got an interesting thought here. So you've got the moon, which talks about fear. It talks about, here it's talking about duality, talking about possible partnership. But I think the big thing is the mystery of the moon and that dance between light and dark, that they both are beautiful. And that dance, acceptance of that dance is leading to this new beginning for you. I think that definitely you've been working on this accepting of things, accepting the light and the dark, accepting that there's a flow and rhythm to life, And then with the rebirth card, you get the truth card. This is the judgment card. You get the 4 of Cups. And what I'm seeing with the 4 of Cups is a glass of milk available to these 2, but they're feeling too lazy to go and accept it. So there might be an offer for you to share something that's important to you. And the only danger, the only thing that could get in the way of this new beginning for you is you being too lazy, too self-satisfied, too afraid, with the moon card, to reach out for it, or feel like you're not worthy of it, or too busy looking elsewhere. So keep your eyes open, I feel, for offers that make you feel good. And then we get them with the moving on, with the 6 of Swords, you get the 2 of Wands. So there might be some fear. This is another card of duality. See how these cards show the person push me, pull you. It makes me think of Gemini here, and I did speak about the air signs. It's like you are ready, Air Spirit. You are ready for this next stage of your journey, but there is some fear. Just confront that fear. Be aware of it and look at it and ask what it's there for, or what are you here to show me, kind of thing. Excuse me. And then beneath the deck, I had mistaken the three of the Empress, which this card reminds me of, the Nine of Pentacles. That's standing like completely independent, having your own independence. And I feel like this is in the unconscious. It's what you're wanting, but it's what wants to come to the surface, is this independent spirit, speaking your mind, sharing whatever it is you want to share, saying what you think, speaking out about stuff that you need to speak out about, and standing in your power, standing on your own 2 feet, not needing acknowledgement from anyone else, knowing that your words are important, your thoughts are important, that if there's truth that needs to be spoken, you can do it. And there's 2 things. It leads to your feeling powerful, but it also requires it leads to you feeling independent and strong, but it also requires your independence and strength. So it's like a cyclical thing. And here you have the Queen of Coins with the Empress. So these are like 2 of the same card in a way, but this one being more powerful. And I feel like you are letting go of small thinking. This is the Queen of Coins in the reverse. So you are opening yourself up to bigger things, whether you know it or not. That's what I see going on. And here you have with the Chariot, you get the 2 of Cups, and this is in reverse. I think that this is saying there will be some things that you have to leave behind. And I was saying 2 things that you merge. For some of you, it's the two things that you leave behind, and you might be merging 5 things, 5 but related things. That's the one idea, one thought. And you know what the bigger thing here is you're going to be called on to move forward swiftly, but you're going to have to let go of puppy love kind of thing. Whatever the situation is, it's like this. It's going to require you to be more in touch with your intuition, more wise, more aware, less, not innocent, naive. And then in the near future, get the 9 of Wands with the 3rd eye chakra. So I think this is saying to you, you might not trust your intuition, but you really can. But trusting it will help let go of some of the burdens. I think that you are going to be challenged, dear hearts, to, in Christianity, in the Bible, there's something about place your burdens on me. You are going to be called on to do that version, your version of placing your burdens on me. Now, you might not be Christian, might not believe in God in a Christian way. This is your version of that, laying your burdens down, and it comes through trusting in that inner wisdom, that higher self, that God within, that spirit, that however you see that greater thing that we are part of. It's like sharing that load. And here, this choose wisely, these 2 are messing with my head, right? But they, the contradictions, what do they call it? A paradox, and something that looks contrary but is actually true. And so here, in a way, you are letting go of the infatuation with something, a person, a job, a thing, the naiveness of that. In order to move forward swiftly, you're going to have to let go of something that feels naive. I'm going to come back to this. But here you're being asked to choose wisely, and look at the Page of Cups having 1 cup in their hand. So, wow, this is the first time I've taken note of this. This person here has their hands like this. It's like they are waiting for guidance on which offer to take. here you have the offer as well, that milk, but will you take it, you know? And here you are being invited to accept the offer, this offer, 7 and 7, this offer. But it might require you to let go of something that feels familiar. That's what I'm getting. And accept something that might feel like a challenge to you, you know, that fish is giving this this cat a run for its money, you know. But the thing about the Page of Cups is a different kind of naivety. It's like an open-heartedness, an open mind, you know, willing, an open heart more than mind, but willing to do things with a clear slate, look at things from a different perspective, in a sense. That's what I'm getting here. It's such an interesting reading, Air Spirit. With your foundation and achievements, this is the Four of Wands. So you are this where you're going to has the potential for this, and it has the potential for that. Well, make you feel like that. You get the two of Swords in the reverse. So to me, it looks like you are able to make a choice. And with the Five of Wands, there's your 5 different projects or whatever, 5 different things that you're pulling together because they are so interrelated. And it you know, the 5 might not even relate to many things. It can be many aspects of one thing, but you're kind of drawing the threads together. That's what I'm getting. It's really lovely. The one caution I would say is just be aware of competing interests. Find a way of marrying them somehow, or letting go of whatever is superfluous. So I'm going to leave that there. I think it's a beautiful reading, Air Spirit, and I hope this helps you. I'd love to hear from you how it sat with you. Please share your feedback. Give me a like if you like. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, Eagle Spirit. You've chosen freedom. And there's a unicorn or a Pegasus there, and an eagle. These are beautiful cards. Let's put it down there. This thing's not working. Let's put it like that. So, you might be concerned about financial freedom, or for some of you, you're moving away from a relationship that felt stuck, or work, jobs, something like that. And for some of them, you might be hankering after this freedom. But let's see what the cards tell us. And your accelerated motion. Yes, your card beneath the deck. It talks about communication. So maybe your freedom is related to communication, which you might be afraid of doing with that sword, 8 of Swords there, reverse. So you're coming out of this place of the 5 of Swords. I feel like you feel betrayed by something, Eagle Spirit. And maybe that's why you're wanting freedom. But at the center of your it's so interesting, the one that I read before you, which won't be the sequence, but that was Air Spirit had both these cards, and it had this card and this card, but in different places. But these were significant, and you get the card of Cancer, both 2 cards of Cancer here. So you might be a Cancer, you may be dealing with an Aries, but there's this movement forward, quick movement forward. You are moving forward towards something, and it might be towards something that you choose. It's like you are being offered a number of choices that you will be maybe required to make one choice or 2 or whatever, but to choose wisely. And this came to me. I'd never seen this properly. I'd never looked at that person properly in this picture, even though I've had this for years, and I was looking at it in the previous reading. And this person has got their hands like this, so it's like allowing divine wisdom to help you make that choice. It's like an offering of the choice, but you need to be discerning, and that in the reverse is like a caution of not being gullible or being unwilling to make a choice. And let me get it clarified for those right now. Beneath the deck you get the 5 of Pentacles. So lots of change for you, Eagle Spirit. You felt like an outsider. You felt like you've had to walk away from something that wasn't serving you, and maybe where you felt this betrayal, which this also looks like a betrayal. But that's a 5 of Coins. That's a 5 of Swords. This is deep heart betrayal, and this is feeling like an outsider. The arguments might not even be related to you. It's feeling isolated and misunderstood. But it's almost like you walked away to save yourself. And here with the conflict and defeat, with these, this is not a tarot card. I just keep it in, and because anyway. And what I'm seeing today is that something you expected to be everything might have betrayed you by not being that everything, And here you get with the Chariot, you get the Page of Cups. So seriously, like there's your one choice, your choice here of your 7 Cups. It's like you are going to be presented with a choice that makes you move forward really quickly. You might have to make a quick decision about something, but I think you must trust. Trust in your heart. That's the card of the heart. Trust in your heart to be able to reach for this cup that Spirit is offering you, life is offering you, your journey is offering you. So with the Choose Wisely, you get the 8 of Wands in the reverse. And I think that this might also be saying, look at this. I was going to say your communications, about communication, how you communicate. But what I'm thinking is these are all the offers. These are all the offers, but they aren't all glittering, right? And if you think about it, some of them are upside down and some of them are scattered. Some of them are still flying around. And some of them you're still trying to pin down. So it's almost like it might not come to you conventionally, but that's no reason for it not to be right. With the Ace of Swords, I think that the thing you will choose is something that you have put a lot of effort into. And that's what it's saying, is instead of spending your time on things that are less worthy, the tried and tested is important. I know that I've also said it, but the offer might come in an unexpected form. But I think that this is talking about the offers, and it might come in an unexpected form. But I think this is saying 2 things. This is something you have a lot of knowledge about. Whatever is coming to you is something that you've worked hard on. Maybe you get an offer about something you've worked hard on, or an offer comes in that gives you a chance to use your skills. So whatever's coming, however unusual it might look, this offer that comes in, it's going to give you a chance to test the tried and tested, in the sense of your what you have already built and what you have already worked on and what you already have within. And beneath the deck you get the Judgment card. It's a card of rebirth, and you get it with the Strength card in reverse. You know what I'm seeing here? That's an 8 and that's an 8. I think that what would get in your way is you not believing in yourself, one, and you saying ho hum, this is not good enough, or and sometimes a lack of feeling good about ourselves, we can cover that up by saying, oh, I'm not interested, but actually we're feeling unworthy. So think about all those things eagle spirit. There's something coming, and it's gonna, wow, it has potential to be really beautiful for you. There's the 4, and there's another 4. Stability, leading to you feeling stable and you building more stability or building a new foundation of some sort. But you have to open yourself to it. Yeah, but let's get clarifiers for these others. Let me just go through them quickly. So here's you being bored. Here's fear and mystery. And this is what's coming to you. This thing might not look like anything you've done before, or it might be unfamiliar to what you have been having right now. And that's what might be causing this fear. But you are definitely going through a transition. You're leaving something behind, which is opening you up to these possibilities. But you might get in your own way by your own fears. But I don't think you will do that. Here's a new beginning for you. A loving and beautiful new beginning. Some of you, it is going into a new relationship. But for many of you, I feel like this is a fresh start on something that requires your skills, something that appreciates you. But you will be required to choose wisely, and that's no biggie. That really is no biggie. And then your advice is obstacles and challenges. This is the 5 of Wands. I think that this as advice is saying believe. Did you get a lot of 5s? It's about believing in your own ability. You got that 5, you got a 5 here, and now you get a different 5, the 5 of Wands, which can talk about competing interests, but as your advice, let me get the clarifier. Oops, make it all. Oh my, 5 of Pentacles again. So, as your advice, do you know what I think this is? I think it's quite simple advice. Be prepared for the change. Know that you can handle the change. You are going through a change that might require you to pull a number of opposing forces together. It might require you to go away from the within, away from this place of aloneness and isolation to a place where there are lots of things happening in many people, and maybe you're afraid of that. So very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Eagle spirit. Oops. It's almost like you want freedom, and it might not look the way you thought it would look, and yet it promises to be something that gives you authority, that allows you to build stability, real stability. You're going through a transition there. Wow, look at that. And beneath the deck you get the sun. Leave that there. So here, this 4 of Cups, this whatever comes on an offer, is allowing you a transition from something that was bumpy, maybe this love, to something that is smoother, maybe even if it's being on your own for a while. But for some of you, it might be leading to a new love. For others, it's a place where you felt betrayed by others, maybe a work environment or whatever, to a work environment that is where you have more power, where you have more authority, where things are easier. But you have to be open to those possibilities. That's the only thing. So here you have the Moon card, these fears, but there's a huge change taking place, whether you like it or not. And I'm saying what I said for the previous one. This change is allowing you, it's almost like an offer of something, but like a shared offer. It's almost like offering a partnership of 2 equals. Really lovely. In the near future, you have the Ace of Cups with the 8 of Swords. There's your freedom. There's your freedom. This offer that comes in gives you freedom. That's the Eight of Swords in reverse. That's the card of freedom in the reverse. It's the card of being trapped in the upright. And as your advice, Five of Coins, and I told you your advice. I'm going to get one more. But such an interesting thing. The previous one also got, oh, this is 10 of Cups, not 2 of Cups. But look, it looks like the 2 of Cups. You know, very much that 2 of Cups energy. And it's about, you know, I feel like for many of you, you are letting go of romance or romantic notions for something more stable. You know, if it's love, you're saying actually romance doesn't necessarily equate to deep love, but I can have something, a connection that is more stable, that is not romantic in the sense of giving flowers, but it doesn't mean it's not deeper. It can even be deeper, something like that. But I see as your outcome this authority, that you are standing in this, your power, you are trusting yourself, you are seeing your worth, you are owning your future, you are laying your foundations. Eagle Spirit, it's really beautiful. I'm going to get one more for the advice. The Tower. So this is saying to me, allow this idea of being the outsider, allow this idea of competition, and I feel like it's saying that partly this is self-fulfilling prophecy. It's time for you to come in out of the cold now and allow those old structures to fall down so that you can build your new foundations. Eagle Spirit. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there. I think that's really beautiful and profound. Please won't you share your feedback with me? If you like, give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. And I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, Wolf Spirit. And your card says family, and it's a 51. So it's about partnership and about family. It's such a lovely, lovely picture. We'll see what comes up for you, but I think family's close to your heart right now. And the dragon is blowing for you, Wolf Spirit. Beneath the deck you have the Death card, transformation in reverse. So, maybe something you thought was over is not over, Wolf Spirit. Let's see. Let's see what comes up with the cards. You get discontent and boredom in the near past. It's possible you feel like an offer that you wanted is no longer on the table because you didn't accept it in the past. But with Death here in the reverse, it's like maybe there's an offer that's coming back in, something that you thought was not. And this is a 4 and that's a 4. So, wow, yeah. So that's definitely quite a likelihood that something you thought was over is coming back. Could be work, could be love, it could be anything. It could be studies. You get the third eye chakra in the reverse. So somehow you are struggling with listening to your inner wisdom about something, Wolf Spirit. I think that's something you need to think about. What is the struggle, and in what way are you not listening to your inner wisdom? Let's see what comes up. You get the Temperance card, crossing that. Your inner wisdom is about something to do with patience. And here, it's like a seed. Something wants to grow. Something wants to grow out of something you are offering. Maybe something you've created, and you are just watching it So there's kind of a mixed message. I think you are being patient. Let's see what happens when the rest of the cards come. Very interesting. But you know, with the throat chakra here, not the throat chakra, with the third eye chakra here in the reverse, you might be being too patient. Let's see. So I find that really intriguing. Let me just get the cards for that, for those three. So there was the Nine of Swords. So something in the past, there's something you are feeling you lost out on, and it might be giving you sleepless nights or some worry, you know. You feel like you snoozed, you losed. Or maybe this is what you've been worried about. Have I lost the opportunity for something? And I think that with the Death card here, the suggestion is no, that something you thought you've lost the opportunity of is still there. And then you get the Ace of Cups there as well. So with your third eye chakra, you get the Three of Pentacles. There's something in here about how you maybe collaborate that you are not listening to, dear hearts. Maybe you need to think about. And for some of you, this is about how you value yourself. How you value yourself and others. There's something you are not listening to. So this is something I feel that's important for you to look at. How are you in collaboration? Is there an issue about collaboration that's been worrying you? And what might you be blocking out? What are you not listening to about how you work with others? And for others, how you value yourself? And crossing that, you get the Temperance card and the Ace of Cups. So there's like this could be an offer from a Sagittarius coming in, but it's a very loving offer. But I feel there's some loving offer coming in that helps you. Either it helps you see these things from a different perspective. It's both. Helps you see things from a different perspective. And you're seeing things from a different perspective. Listening to doing this thing of asking yourself, how do I see collaborations? And how is that getting in the way of my new beginnings? How could that possibly get in the way of this offer that seems to want to come in? So you know how you are in collaborations, or you know how you might value or undervalue yourself. And you need to look at that, because I think these two are like chicken and egg, similar to the previous reading. The one affects the other, like the Ouroboros, right? The cycle of life. Like we open ourselves up to the possibilities, and that helps us see better, see ourselves more, and we do the inner work of trying to see ourselves and how we are in relation to this question, and that opens ourselves more to the possibilities and to the offers. But it seems to me like an offer on the cards, but you also have to do the work of interrogating where you might be blocking your own blessings, dear hearts, by not valuing yourself enough, which might then affect how you relate to others in partnerships, or not being open to partnerships, or not listening to advice around partnerships. And that could even be advice saying, this is not good for you. But let's see what comes up in the cards. There might be more that comes up. You have the throat chakra and in your need to think about, and that's about you speaking up about something. Let's see how it unfolds. What is this thing? But there's a definite need to speak truth to yourself or to others about something. And you know, with the accelerated motion there in the future, it looks like you're going to speak up. And that's what you're being guided towards. And there's another 3 here, the 3 of Cups. And that's a 3 of Pentacles, and I think it's related. I think maybe, Wolf Spirit, you need to be celebrating the good things in your life a bit more. Maybe you have just been going through a period of feeling sorry for yourself, and maybe you are being encouraged to celebrate more. And I feel this is also something that's coming in, a reason for celebration is coming in. That's beneath the surface, it's wanting to come out. And you have spiritual union, a balance of the divine masculine and feminine. And maybe this is your card, that right now you are enjoying this lovely dance between your divine masculine and feminine, knowing when to be out there and when to withdraw. So I think that you are either or you are wanting to make an offer or have received an offer of a partnership, a loving partnership, whether love or work. But I really am seeing this as your energy. This is you opening yourself up to the 2 of Cups rather than the 3. Now, this is such a reading of either or, and not only either or, like the Ouroboros. It's so much a reading of a chicken and egg. So where does one start and where does the other end, kind of thing. Like what I put in, I get out, and I get out because of what I put in, I get out, and what I get out affects what I put in. You know, there's this dance that's going on here. And then with the emotional loss, this is the 5 of Cups, and it's the 3 cups. And this also came up for the previous reading. It's about being willing to let go of the losses, let go of this pain, let go of the regrets. That's it, letting go of the regrets. There's some regrets that you need to let go of that have made you feel burdened, have made you have sleepless nights. You think about that. And I think it's related to this not listening to spirit around collaborations. What does that mean to you? When I say that, what is the first thing that comes to you? And maybe it's related to this thing of not having trusted people. Maybe you've had a lot of this deception and envy, and maybe you've not known who to trust. And maybe you're going through, dear hearts, through a phase of more collaboration, or of knowing who to collaborate with, of letting go of collaboratees that are not right for you, but also of not allowing those that were not right for you to affect the possible beautiful ones that are wanting to come in. And here's you looking at things from a different perspective and learning everything you can have learned from this situation, whatever the situation was. This where you've been blocked, or where you might not have, or where you felt you've lost out on an opportunity, where you might be questioning collaborations. But all in all, it's looking good. You know, it looks like you're moving to a new phase here. Maybe even with family. Maybe you're reconsidering what family looks like. Is some renewal around family. It's beautiful. And here's you speaking out, or a communication that comes in that throws you for a loop in a good way. That's like a wish fulfillment. But let's see what the other cards say. I'm really intrigued by your reading, Wolf Spirit. Right. And then the Empress is beneath the deck in the reverse. So maybe there's things about your own self-value. You know, if I think about this is the feminine energy. How do you value your feminine energy? Do you value it enough within and maybe without? those collaborations. I really think that's a big theme for you, dear hearts. So, where were we? With your throat chakra, wow, this is about speaking truths and walking away from those things that don't serve you towards the things that do. So maybe you are going to be doing so. It's like, because collaborations didn't work in the past, let those go. I think that you're learning a strong lesson about who is worth your effort and who isn't. And moving away from those things, detaching from them and walking away. This person is walking strongly away. Man, this reminds me of my nephew. We used to go walking in the mountains. We live in the mountains, my family home. And when he was little, Mum and I used to take him for walks. And this one day, we didn't want to carry him or something. Oh my goodness, those little legs. He was cross with us. He fumed. This is what this is looking like. Like, I don't need you. But of course, he needed us. Fumed, walking away. And the little legs were probably doing more work than he'd ever done. He would have done had he done it calmly, walked calmly with us. It was so cute. But this is that person walking away. Here, they're doing it with self-belief and like energy. And I think that's the encouragement for you. So, fuck that. I'm out of here. I don't need these people. But that's a funny side of it. And look at the moon. Sorry, look at the moon. How the moon is looking on. Like, what is that? That's like a malevolent moon. It's like, no, man. So I'm seeing that as walking away from that, anything that's not good for you. That moon is not friendly, right? And moving towards your brightly colored sun, your multicolored sun. There you go. And in your unconscious, this celebration you get with the Two of Wands. And look at this dual thing. This came up for the first reading as well. There's the collaboration again, but it's collaboration like twins, but who can't see each other, looking at different, maybe like a push me, pull you, pulling in two different directions. And you get that in the reverse. So I think that your challenge is very much about looking at the things that are cause for celebration and letting go of the things that aren't. Like, it's also talking about choosing collaborations that are not about push and pull, like competition, like my way, no, my way, you know, and celebrating the ones that are beautiful and joyous. And like I was saying, I think you might also the Two of Wands for me can also speak about letting go of a stale situation or something, a stagnant situation, and moving forward. I feel like some offer is imminent. That's what it feels like. You know, I don't like to project into the future, but there is that possibility. That's what the cards are saying, almost for everyone. I think for all the readings, and you're the last one. So you know what's going on here is this balance is helping you see your worth. It's helping you value something that you've been working on. You might have been working on studies. You might have finished a proposal. You might, whatever, some beautiful piece of art, a masterpiece, your own creation. You know, something that you, look at this person, they are ragged. They have their noses running. They maybe even got the flu from having worked hard on this thing. They're dirty, but they've put their whole body, mind, and soul into this. And I think it comes back to that. Loving yourself enough to see your worth and to value whatever you've created, whether it's proposal, some piece of research, a new job, a baby, some beautiful creation, some almost like some moment that you brought yourself to, a moment worth celebrating, you know. It's almost like even this, if this thing didn't work out, there's a chance for something new. It's not all over. But you need to, in this whole thing, whatever's going on here, you need to be valuing yourself and seeing the worth of your own creations, or your creation. I think in this case, there's something that you've been working hard on that you need to give its due value. And here I see you cutting out this negative thinking, cutting out this focus on what didn't work and focusing on what can work, and focusing on the beauty and the partnership and the possibilities, and speaking out as well. Maybe this opportunity that didn't happen, you're cutting it out, speaking up and moving away from it. But you are not lamenting it, you are letting it go, or you are speaking up in order to have it in the right form, something like that. But you're speaking up for yourself and your value. It could also speak about, for some of you, this is another person or another organization or whatever, very similar now. I mean, a similar message here to a previous group, somebody realizing your worth and coming with honest communication towards you, to right the wrongs of the past. So that's also a theme that could be playing out for you. In your near future, the Nine of Wands with the deception and envy, in the Nine of Wands in reverse, there's one thing that you could be challenged by, Wolf Spirit, letting go of this and seeing who's who, right? It's not easy, but also while doing that, needing to value your own experience, your own creations. You might feel challenged by that. And maybe it's not a big challenge because you've got you working hard there. But I feel like you need to be seeing all that's happened in the past and looking at how it's made you grow, how it's filled you, how it's given you value. All your experiences have created who you are. And so it's about valuing your own worth enough to accept the offers that want to come in, accept the celebrations that want to come in, accept something that might not have worked in the past and accepting it now, or letting it go because you know you're worthy of much more. Whatever is right for you, And then in your advice, you get the sacrifice. So looking at the situation with innocent eyes. This has come up for just about everyone, this card and this card. It's like looking at, I think your challenge for the next, not challenge, the gauntlet that I'm throwing down for you is to see this perspective see this situation from all angles. Look at what the possibilities are. If I look at this from innocent eyes, the question you can ask, if I look at the situation from innocent eyes, what does that mean? What does that look like? Maybe you've judged things harshly and now you're including yourself. If I look at this situation with loving eyes, what does it mean? Including loving eyes for yourself. And maybe that's what you're needing to do, is look at everything with loving eyes. And even in that, looking at things with loving eyes, knowing that you can let go of those things that didn't look at you with loving eyes, those things that were deceptive towards you. But at the same time, you can do it with a lot of love for yourself and open yourself up to those that are genuine. So this innocent perspective is your guide to opening yourself up to the right things for you, the right collaborations for you, And this thought just came to me, your place in those collaborations. Do you know what I mean? Who am I in this? Like, you might have been working on a project and you need someone that can do a specific thing that you don't have. What is your role in that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what is your value? It's your project, and where do you place yourself? It's about valuing yourself, dear hearts. And then in the outcome, you have accelerated motion, this wonderful opportunity, this communication that comes in that might make you feel like, wow, like it's a lot, maybe taking on a lot. But I don't feel this is negative. It's like giving you the opportunity to test out your abilities. It might be a lot, but it's almost like you can do this. You can pull those forces together. I'm just going to get one more for that. I'm loving the intrigue of it, because the Five of Wands can talk about competition, but if you look at it here, it's about fighting for something you believe in. Silence is death. There's a hand, Amanda. I can't show it on here, man. But, people holding up, people standing for something, and so maybe this opportunity, this thing that comes in gives you that opportunity to stand for something you believe in. Or it shows you it gives you a chance to test out all that you've learned. It's an opportunity that is more than just an opportunity. It's like showing you your worth, because it shows you how much you can do and you're capable of. It's something like that. Something like that, dear hearts. No. And you get the Magician in the reverse here. It says awareness. Wow. I think that it's going to test you. I think that, look, I don't know for sure, because there's nothing definite about the tarot or about life, right? But what I'm seeing here, an offer coming in that blows your mind. It's challenging. It might require you to stand up for yourself, to fight or stand up for something. And I feel it will challenge the magician within you. And it might be challenging at first, but the magician has shown up for a reason, I think that the magician has shown up so that you can turn the magician around. And the magician is about power. It's about using your power to create something, to make something manifest. And you might feel like, because it's new, it might at first feel like it's quite up in the air and new and scary. So that's what you can anticipate, dear hearts. That's all I'm saying. I'm tempted to get one more, maybe from here. Tell me about the Magician. I think this is so interesting. So you get the Three of Wands in reverse. And this is about waiting for your ships to come in. So in the reverse, two things. The first one, this is the second one that came to me, is like, there's no more waiting. Something comes in, right? The second one that I get is there's a slingshot there. This person is hunting, right? And they have to be very discerning about when to do the sling, when to slingshot, whatever you call it, catapult thing, and when not to, and when to use their arrow, their dagger, whatever. It's not even an arrow, it's like a spear of some sort. And then they've got the birds around them, helping them, like advice from your higher guides, back to your third eye. So, dear hearts, there's a lot going on for you, I feel. And I think your challenge is this, working with your third eye, looking at collaborations, because maybe this is going to require collaboration and knowing when to, who to. There's a lot about discernment here as well. Even that's a card of discernment. Loving heart in this next 2 weeks. And especially loving towards yourself. Well, nice and cryptic, Wolf Spirit. But I love it. I love it. I love these readings. I think they need to be cryptic anyway. Okay, dear hearts, I'm going to leave it there. Please won't you share your feedback with me? And if this resonated, give me a like, a share, subscribe if you haven't. Share with others, please, so that they join this community. And I send you lots of love. I'll chat with you again soon. Bye.